Welcome to London Visited, where each week we will bring you the facts, history, and information about different parts of this great capital. If you've been to London or are planning on visiting, live here, or just love London from afar, then this is the YouTube channel for you.
Welcome to London Visited. Today we are going to the Tower of London.
You might be wondering why there's lions at the entrance to the Tower of London. You'll find out more later.
The Tower of London was founded towards the end of 1066 as the part of Norman conquest of England. This is the first tower you'll see, and we'll cover lots more later. This is the view from the centre of the Tower of London, known as the Inner Ward. There are many buildings around the Tower of London, and we'll cover them today.
It's incredible to believe when you look around at the buildings that the castle was used as a prison from 1100 to 1952, although that wasn't the castle's primary purpose.
They even include churches and houses.
The Tower of London is famous for its ravens. Here's one, which we'll see a little bit more very soon. At many different points inside the Tower of London, you can pick up a guided tour run by the Beefeaters. Here's one in operation now. Always informative, all you need to do is just to join a group.
How about this for a view of Tower Bridge? This is the White Tower, and it is a keep, which was often the strongest structure in the medieval castle and contained places to live suitable for the lord, in this case the king. So guys, we wouldn't be able to show you inside of the crown jewels because there's no phones allowed, but we wouldn't want to spoil the surprise because you will really enjoy it. Pro tip! You need to get here early, otherwise there's a big queue. So we got here pretty early and we got in straight away. So that's what happens when you don't have to queue. So it opens 9 o'clock most of the days apart from Sunday and Monday, which opens 10 o'clock. So have to get early as soon as it opens and then enjoy the crown jewels.
This is one of several guards standing outside the jewel house. If you stay here long enough like we did, you can also catch them doing their exercises. And I think you'll find the answer is yes. That gun is probably loaded. That's the one on his shoulder and not the cannons.
As promised, here's that raven you saw earlier. Legend has it that if ravens leave the Tower of London, it will collapse. I think this one wants to show off. As one of the largest keeps in the Christian world, the White Tower has been described as the most complete 11th century palace in Europe.
The Bloody Tower acquired its name in the 16th century as it was believed to be the site of murder of the princes in the tower. One of the most famous people put here was Sir Walter Raleigh, and the display in the tower shows how he lived.
Some of these articles on display are over 400 years old.
Here's me with the Beefeater. This is Sir Walter Raleigh's herb garden. And it seems to get some interest from a squirrel.
There's quite a number of different plants in here because these are ones that Sir Walter Raleigh brought back from all over the world. As you can see, the squirrel loving to provide great entertainment and a great place to bury its food.
Here's the same squirrel getting fed by the Beefeater. Shows you how tame they are.
There are 13 towers that go round the walls of the Tower of London, and in alphabetical order and from clockwise they are the Bell, the Beauchamp, the Devereux, Flint, Bower, Brick, Martin, Constable, Broad Arrow, Salt, Lanthorn, Wakefield and the Bloody Tower. While these towers provided positions which you could fire on the enemy, they also contained lots of accommodation.
Do you remember the lions at the beginning of the video? That's because the Tower of London was a zoo for 600 years. Could you imagine people and wild animals living together? That's why so many accidents happened. This was the original London Zoo.
Here's another tip from us. If you really want to get the most out of the Tower of London, make sure you get up on these walkways between the towers. They give you some fantastic views, not only of the Tower of London, but also of the great city around it.
In each tower, there's always something different to do.
Under the kings Richard I, Henry III and Edward I in the 12th and 13th centuries, the Tower of London was expanded. The layout you see now when you visit the Tower of London is that from the 13th century. These are 5 of the ceramic poppies that were put into the moat just under 2 years ago, one for each person that lost their lives in the First World War. You may well remember seeing the pictures of the moat as a sea of red.
Hi guys, it's Jaden. I hope you're enjoying our Tower of London video so far. Just want to show you, look, you can see a picture of the city. If you're, when
if the wall is too tall for you, like me. Here I try on an original soldier's helmet.
How heavy is that? The Tower of London has served variously as an armoury, a treasury, a menagerie, a home of the Royal Mint, a public record office, and has been and still is the home to the crown jewels of England. Here we're approaching the Martin Tower, and there's a reason for the queue. This is where some of the crown jewels are still kept. And this is a sundial at the very, very top of the Martin Tower as well. If you don't look carefully, you might miss it.
The queue is for the crown jewels, but as you heard in our pro tip, you can get there straight away. Look at the view and the queue of the Tower of London.
Infamous by name, this is the world-famous Traitors Gate, where prisoners were brought in from the Thames, through these gates, through and up these steps, and into the Tower of London. They were then brought along these cobbles, under the portcullis, and into the bloody tower, or alternatively into the Wakefield Tower here. Just coming to the Tower of London, you really get a sense of the history. But if you want to take it one step further, as we said earlier, and here's another group here, do join the Beefeaters for the tour. It really is worth it, because they really do bring it alive.
This is how they get to Traitors Gate from the Thames. It's been blocked up for many years, but the sign's still there to show you. These steps take you down to the torture chamber.
For those with a more gory sense of history, this is definitely the place for you. These are some of the instruments of torture used through the medieval times. After the crown jewels, this is probably also one of the most popular places to come. I think the rack was probably our favourite. Gives a whole new definition to an early morning stretch. So, if you've been to the Tower of London, what was your favourite part? Alternatively, if you've seen it for the first time in our video, where did you enjoy looking? Let us know in the comments below. Be great to get your feedback.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!